Question of the day. Is the Sony ECM-G1 shotgun microphone a good replacement for the Rode VideoMicro? Let's see.
They don't think we can keep making hits about cameras. But I'm the cameraman. But I'm the cameraman. Stay creamy. Yeah, started on a 50 mil lens.
Hey, if this is your first time coming to the channel, I'd like to welcome you. This is Lessons Learned with Cameras. My name is Willie. So about 3 months ago, I purchased the Sony ECM-G1 shotgun microphone, more or less because of issues I kept having with my Rode VideoMicro. Two main reasons to be exact. First reason being, well, the Rode VideoMicro, I've had this for about 2.5 years now, and I haven't really used it that much. Main reason behind that is this shock mount that's attached to the mic itself, and then when you attach it to your camera, any subtle movements you do, the vibrations can be transferred through your audio to your video, which makes it totally useless when it comes to trying to have crisp and clear audio quality. Second reason, and again, it's more of a personal preference, I'm not really a big fan of the cardioid polar pickup pattern, and I'll explain it a little more in detail when I go and do the field test, but it does have its pros, but more or less cons when it comes to what my intended use is for the microphone. With that being said, enough about the VideoMicro, on to the Sony ECM-G1. I've had this microphone for probably about 3 months now, used it on numerous occasions. I mean, it pretty much satisfied or solved the problem that I was having with my VideoMicro. And then going forward, I'll probably continue to use it. But the main thing that makes this microphone unique, or any of Sony's microphones, is the multi-interface shoe. Pretty much what that means in layman's terms is that it delivers power and sound without a cord. Now, the one thing you must take in consideration when using this configuration, meaning using the ECM attached to your camera without the cord, is that you're going to be locked out of your audio record level options, which means the external mic would do everything for you. Now, I personally think there's some benefits to that, but then there's also drawbacks, especially for the ones who like to have manual control over their audio. It would have been a con if there wasn't a workaround or alternate method of use. So if you're that person that's not familiar with setting your own audio settings or having that manual control, or even wanting the task of dealing with the hassle of it, this may be the microphone for you. And like I said, if you're the person that likes to have manual control of your audio settings, you still have that option with this microphone by utilizing the 3.5 cable. For starter, the ECM-G1 comes in at a weight of 34 grams, whereby the Rode VideoMicro comes in at 58 grams. Now, I don't even know why I mentioned that. That's irrelevant. It's like apples to apples. Both of them are very light mics. Either one, when it comes to weight-wise, you wouldn't go wrong and you wouldn't notice the difference either way. So the next one is probably the most important one when it comes to comparisons between these two particular microphones, and it'll be the price. You got the ECM-G1 coming in at a price point of $149, whereby the Rode VideoMicro comes in at $49 brand new, and I've seen it anywhere on the used market between $22 to $29. So brand new, you're talking about a $100 difference in price points. So the main question is, what do you get for that $100 difference? Well, that's the purpose of this video. We're gonna go ahead and go out in the field, and we're gonna do a field test, and then we're gonna come back into the studio, do a quick studio test of it, and hit it up with the conclusion. Okay, so I'm out here, gonna go ahead and make this short and sweet. What I'm using today for this test is going to be the Sony ZV-1 paired with the ECM-G1 Ulanzi wide angle lens and the Ulanzi selfie stick. So right now what you hear is straight out the shotgun microphone. Got a little bit of noise in the back from this water to the left of me. And how does that sound? So the way I look at it, I mean, some things I like off the bat with the G1 is the fact that the form factor, I mean, it's very discreet, first off. Second, I mean, it looks like it belongs on the ZV-1, and that's really good. I think you can get away with the ZV-1 or the ZV-E10. This microphone looks really good on it. Some things to note about the G1 is the fact that it has that supercardioid polar pattern. So I don't want to sound nerdy, and I don't want to get all techie with this, but when it comes to supercardioid versus cardioid, which is the Rode VideoMicro, there's a little bit of a difference, especially when it comes to talking behind the mic itself. You could hear it more. That's just to make it very short. But what it is you have this polar pattern. It's a 360 circle. So you're talking about from 0 to 90 degrees to 270. They're going to be about the same. The Rode VideoMicro should pick up a little bit more, but when it comes to directly behind the camera itself at the 180-degree mark, the G1 should perform better than the Rode VideoMicro. Now, the things you may ask yourself is, what does that matter to me? Why does that matter? Well, if you're a person that likes to vlog and then you want to carry on a conversation with someone else, so it makes it where you could point the camera at that person, still have your mic pick them up, and then pick you up in a two-way dialogue. So that's important to me personally, but for some people that may not matter as much. Okay, I decided to stop for a second. Right now I got a waterfall behind me. I want to know if this sounds overbearing behind me, or if can you still hear my voice project into the microphone itself. So this is what it sounds like, again, with the G1 without the 3.5 millimeter cord attached, and just letting the mic do what it needs to do. So this is the Rode VideoMicro. Decided to kind of stay in the same spot. Again, the waterfall is still behind me. And how does that pick up? I'll tell you right now some things I don't like off the bat about the Rode VideoMicro, and I'll kind of discuss it later when I start walking. First thing is the form factor, especially with this wind muff on here. Oh, and by the way, the G1 has the wind muff on there. But with the Rode VideoMicro having this huge wind muff on here, and then paired with the ZV-1, it looks very overbearing, really huge. So that may be an issue. I'm not really fond of that, but again, if it's either that or dealing with the wind noise, I'll take this all day long. But again, this is the sound quality coming out the Rode VideoMicro. Okay, and right here, this is onboard audio, Sony ZV-1. How does that sound? Now, to be fair, I mean, I don't have the wind muff on the ZV-1 right now, the one that comes with the camera, but this is what you get coming straight out the camera for sound quality. Now, this is me behind the camera and the microphone. Is it still picking up pretty good? Again, these are some of the benefits of the super cardioid polar pattern. Just seeing if it, still sounds good, if it's usable audio, and how does it sound? So again, Rode VideoMicro, but this time I'm directly behind it, the camera and the microphone itself. So how does that sound? I know it's probably picking up more of the sound of the waterfall down there, but this is what you get if you were to talk directly behind it. And for both these tests, I'm keeping my hand the same distance away from my body, so that way it can be a fair test. But this is what you get for sound quality. So again, this is the ZV-1 onboard audio, me directly behind the camera. So how does that sound for sound quality? Honestly, without even checking it, I'm assuming this is going to sound better than the VideoMicro, just because of this capsule audio format for this microphone that's on here, or the form factor. So I'm really betting on this to sound better, at least better than that. But again, this is what you get for sound quality. I'm gonna go ahead and do another test, pull back out the Rode VideoMicro, since I don't have as much noise over here, and most people probably aren't going to be walking around waterfalls all day. So I thought I'll conduct another test. Again, back with the Rode VideoMicro. Like I said, I wanted to get away from a lot of that noise. Now whatever you hear is just what's out here between the street and the Riverwalk itself. Now I can kind of talk about those other issues of some things I don't like about the VideoMicro. Well, first off, and I don't know if it's doing it right now, I won't be able to tell till I get back to post, but sometimes this little shock mount that's on the VideoMicro, you can still pick it up in your audio. So that's annoying to me, and I've known that that's kind of always been a problem I've had when using the VideoMicro, and probably why I shy away from using it, period. Again, another test of the VideoMicro standing still and directly behind the microphone. So I don't know how much of this is being picked up in the audio, but this is just to give you an example of what it sounds like if you're standing behind the mic itself. And this is the ECM-G1 directly behind it. How does that sound? Again, in a calmer area, less noise, and that way you can see how it sounds compared to the Rode VideoMicro. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and get back to the studio and check out the results. Back from the field test. So before we hit the conclusion, I'm gonna go ahead and do a studio test of it. I'm not gonna hook it up on my FX3, man. There's display, there's just too much wires. It's like a fire hazard back there. I'm gonna go ahead and hook it up on my ZV-E10 because it's just gonna make for a quicker video. And we're gonna test the audio and then we'll hit up with the conclusion. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the ECM-G1 on the Sony ZV-E10. How does that sound for audio quality? Now, the mic is probably about an arm's length and a half away from me. Not the ideal setup of what I would do if I was using a microphone for a studio. Would probably drop it from the top or have it a little bit closer. But this is just to give you a quick perspective of what you're looking at for sound quality. I don't think it sounds too bad. Everything looks like it's reading right, but again, right now it's being manually, or it's being automatically controlled by the microphone itself. I probably should do. I think I should do the video. Maybe I should do the VideoMicro. Okay, let me go ahead and switch over to the VideoMicro. 1, 2, 3, and this is the VideoMicro. So I did have to go in there and do a couple of adjustments. I don't know when the last time I used my ZV-10. But made some minor corrections kind of to make it a fair comparison. But again, this is what you get for sound quality with the VideoMicro. I'm going to go ahead and close it out with the VideoMicro on because I don't feel like switching back to everything. But in summary, so pretty much today went out and did the field test. And I can tell you right now, speaking of having the VideoMicro on here, you know, when I was static and I was had the mic facing towards me, you know, I gotta admit it, you know, I did kind of like the sound quality coming out of the VideoMicro. But again, that makes it where I can only use this mic in certain situations, whereby with the ECM-G1, just all around, it was a better microphone. But again, there's $100 price difference there. So it's just a matter of, you know, is it worth it for the $100? Now, do I feel this test overall was a 100% fair comparison? No, because again, $100 price difference. There's going to be things that this mic can do that this one cannot do. Like I told you earlier when we went on the field test, I really enjoy the supercardioid polar pickup pattern over the cardioid one. The cardioid one, you know, if you're standing behind the mic, you know, it's not going to pick you up as much. And it makes it hard for having two-way conversations with someone that's in front of the mic. And I don't really want to sit there and pick the mic up, take it off and turn it around just for me to say something and put it back. That's just one of my pet peeves. But the main discriminator with me, what made it where I won't use this mic no more for walking and talking, is because of that shock mount on there. All the vibrations, it's just too much to handle, and like I said, it picks it up in your video. So that's pretty much my take on it. If you feel there's anything different, or you feel there's something I didn't cover, or maybe there's a point you want to interject about the Rode VideoMicro or the ECM-G1, hey, feel free to put it in the comments. And as always, if you like this video and you want to see more like this, don't forget to subscribe. If you feel anything was useful or informational, feel free to drop a like, and I will definitely see you in the next video.